Hey y'all, so I'm back with another tutorial. On myself, I've been doing a lot of tutorials on other people. So this is a look I wanted to show you guys. First off, my hair is freshly dyed, so this is a new hair color for me. And I'm going to use a new palette as well. This is going to use the Senna Cosmetics 90s palette. I'm a huge fan of that brand. I feel like people don't appreciate it enough. It's so good. Quality, impressive makeup. So here's the palette. I primed my eyes and my skin already, and then I'm going in with this rose colored shade with a fluffy crease brush, and this is going to be my crease transition. I wanted it to be I like a rose in the crease as opposed to sometimes just doing a brown. I think it gives a flattering, more pretty, softer color. On my skin I used Mario Badescu rose water, and then I also use Ofra B5 hydrating serum, which is really nice. It's like MAC charged water kind of, or like their essence of charged water. And then I use this really pretty bronzy shade on the lid. I feel like this palette's so flattering on anybody. It's just got really pretty wearable colors. That's why I fell in love with it out of all the different Decades palettes they had for this collection. And then I use a matte brown, a really deep matte brown. As you can see, these colors are really pigmented. They go on really well. They blend really well. And you always need the mix of matte and shimmer. So I love that this palette has that. And it's very thin and travel friendly too. So I applied that and then I just kind of blend everything together. This is a very, very simple look. Really, it's just a bronzy lid with a little bit of pink in the crease. And then I'm going to move on to the brows because I always like to do my brows before I finish off the eyes. This is the Tarte Emphasize Brow Mousse in medium brown. This is a perfect color match for me when my hair is lighter like this, because it's kind of more of a medium reddish brown, like a warm brown. So I'm using a MAC, I believe it's like a 106 or 166 brush to apply it. And the good thing about this brow product is that it never dries out. So that's so awesome, because you know, like the Anastasia brow pomades always dry out. This, no, not so much. So I'm just outlining my brows, filling them in with this little, this tiny angle brush. I like a small angle brush for my brows because I find that it helps me be more precise and I can really create those little brow hair-like strokes that you want. And balance that pinky. Balancing the pinky helps me to get a more precise application too. So then I'm just going to brush this out because I want it to be nice and soft. No, like, I don't like a heavy brow all the time, you know. And once you do that, you can just touch it up wherever you need to. So yeah, those are the brows. I kind of made this tutorial a little longer just so that way we can talk a little more and I could really explain the steps as opposed to speeding through everything. Brows are done. I think I put on Anastasia Brow Gel and Caramel as well. So now I'm using a liquid liner. This is Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. Thank you for all your recommendations when I was asking for eyeliner recommendations. I really like this one. I think it's getting better with time. It's getting more inky and more black over time. But it's really good, so I definitely recommend it. I still think I like my Stila All Day eyeliner better. Alright, so now I'm going to highlight the brows. This is my quick, lazy method. This is when I use like a jumbo concealer pencil. This is Anastasia Brow Duality. That's how I quickly clean up underneath the brows and get a highlight at the same time. And then I blend it out with a stiff concealer brush. I like small concealer brushes like this because then you can really kind of cut the shape of the brow and make it nice and precise. And then I'm going to take that white shade from the Senna palette and lightly apply it because I don't want it to be so harsh. Just a little bit of a highlight. And then I just put a little bit of that same brow highlight on my inner tear ducts. So now I'm using the Makeup Forever Aqua XL liners. Gosh, I love these so much. They are so good. I put a really pretty purple on my lower lash line, and I'll get to that later. I'm just going to do the face before I finish the lower lash line because I find that if you do the face before you do the lower lash line, you won't end up erasing the work you did there later. So now this product right here is Graftobian HD Anti-Shine Primer, which I love. I started using it again because it's summer and it's really good for oily skin and for just making sure that you don't have any shine breaking through. I mainly put it on my T-zone. And then once that's on, I'm going to apply foundation. This is actually a mix of a couple of different foundations. I use MAC, their new water foundation, and I mixed in some of the Cover FX enhancing drops in G80 because my skin's a little bit tan. I went to Florida and I want to make sure that I match my tanner skin now. So that's why I deepened the foundation a little bit. And then I'm just rubbing it in with my Vortex Flat Top Buffer Brush, FB09. This foundation is going on really nice. You see how it's just gliding over my skin because it's like more of a water-based foundation. And I like that because I prefer a more dewy finish. I'm not necessarily a high coverage girl. I just don't think it looks that good on me. I like the way it looks on other people though. But yeah, just for me, I like something a little bit light and a little bit dewy. So just rubbing that all in with this flat top brush. Make sure to get the chin and all that stuff. And then I'm going to highlight using the Makeup Forever. This is the HD concealer. And it's in a yellow shade. I like this too because it blends out really nice and soft. And it's pretty sheer once you blend it out. So this is going under my eyes, down the center of my nose, in the middle of my forehead, and on the chin. And like I said, it blends out really nice. So I'm using a Glam pointed foundation brush, and this is my go-to. I use it almost in all of my videos because it's so quick. I got the idea actually from Jaclyn Hill because she used to do the same thing with the brush from Sigma. I like this one because it's more of a kabuki, so it's got a really good amount of control since you're holding it so close. And as you can see, it really blends out all that highlight really quickly, but it doesn't look cakey and it doesn't look so full coverage. That's why it's an HD concealer, because it's got more of a skin-like realistic finish. And then just use my finger to rub it in onto the bridge of my nose because it's a little bit tinier than that big brush. Now I'm using one of these MAC, it's like it came out with a MAC cream contour collection. I forgot what they're called, but I like this color. It's called Copper Beach. I'm using it with a domed synthetic brush. This is going to be my cream contour. I like cream contours because they blend in so effortlessly and I feel like they look a little bit more natural than powder sometimes. So here I am just blending it onto my temples, around the forehead, underneath my cheekbone, and all the way around. And I like this brush because it's small. It's small enough to kind of fit in there. I don't like huge brushes for this because I find that it spreads the product all over the place and then it just gets a little bit messy. So just take your time to blend everything in. As you can see, this is real time. I didn't cut any of this out. I just wanted you guys to see how it really works. And then I use my finger again for my nose because it's a smaller tool, and I get the sides of the nose to finish off the contour. Just make sure that it's not a harsh line. Just kind of blend it out so that way you don't have like light, dark, like dark, light, dark again. You want it all to blend together. So as you can see, I blended the heck out of that, but it's all well worth it. Blending is your friend. Now that I have the powder contour and the cream contour and cream highlight, I'm going to set under my eyes. I like this Cover FX Illuminating Powder and Light. I'm using my Sedona Lace Luxe Essentials cheek brush, which is my go-to for any kind of under eye highlighting. This is a really pretty flattering powder because it's got a little bit of illumination to it. It's not so flat, which looks nice and healthy. And then of course I have to set that cream contour with the powder. This is my rounded contour brush from the Sedona Lace Vortex collection, and I'm using a City Color Cosmetics bronzer. I have a bunch of them. I got them at an IMATS one year, and they work so nice because they're really, really deep and they're matte, which is really nice and flattering. So great for contour. And then I'm using this brush. It's actually a paint brush from Michaels. I've had it forever. It works really good at nose contour, and it goes really, really quick too. So I'm applying that same powder bronzer to the sides of my nose, and that's going to set the cream contour, and it's going to make it last longer, and it's also going to just kind of make everything blend together. So now I'm just using a brush to kind of blend everything together. I don't want it to be lines and highlights and contours. I just want it to be like a nice defined face. So I'm using this Haku Hodo brush and a little bit of a blotting powder from Cover FX. Alright, so my cheeks, I'm using this really pale blush from that 90s palette from Senna. You wouldn't think it would show up, but it does. It gives a really nice subtle cheek color, almost just like a pale rose. So I'm using a Haku Hodo blush brush. This is my holy grail favorite brush ever for cheek color. And you have to build it up on my skin tone because it is lighter. but I'm okay with that. I feel like building up in light layers makes your blush last a little bit longer anyways. And I do think I ended up going back into the darker blush in that palette and adding it to the outer higher point in the cheek just to kind of give a little bit more color. So as you can see, everything is so blended. In this video, it does take time, but it's worth it. And then I'm going to apply some cheek highlight. This is from Galactic, and I'm using a fan brush. I like the Galactic highlighter because I find that it's a little bit more subtle than some of the other highlighters, which are really powerful. And I like subtle, you know, it doesn't always have to be on 10, you know. So I applied a little bit on my cheekbones and on my nose. Now I'm melting everything together with the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. Blend all of that face product I applied on there. And it also gives me back the dewiness I like. So this is a fan that my mom got me. I actually asked her for it. I went to visit her in Florida. She got this actually in Venice, and it's just a hand fan, but I remember watching a recent video from Beat Face Honey, and she said to keep one of these in your kit, and it is a really good idea because you can definitely dry your makeup quicker. Alright, so curl your lashes. This is either a MAC or Shiseido Lash Curler. Those are the ones I use on myself. And then I'm using this new Makeup Forever mascara. I think it's called, I forget what it's called, but it's a brand new one. And I really like it actually. I just can't find where I put it. But my lashes are really short and really thin and sparse. But I found that it coated them really nicely and built them up pretty quickly. So yay, Makeup Forever coming out with all these great new products. They sent me their water weight foundation, which I couldn't use on myself because it was too light, but I have a video coming out on that as well. Alright, it's coming together. Alright, so now I'm applying lashes with a Cosmetics lash applicator. So this is going to make the eyes really pop. You know I gotta have my lashes. So place those on there. I'm probably using Esquito Lash Companion, which is a really good lash glue. Yep. This is how I put my lashes on. I also like to use the flatness of the applicator to really get underneath the lash and make sure it's pushed onto the skin so that way it doesn't come off. Alright, so I'm using a pencil brush in this pretty purple shade from that 90s palette, and this is going on top of that purple liner that I use from Makeup Forever, and it's going to really give a nice surprise to the eye look, because before it kind of looked like a, you know, a simple neutral bronzy eye, but when you have a purple on the lash line, it's so pretty. And purple goes really good with brown eyes, so why not put it with brown eyeshadow? So just blend that on top to set that eyeliner, as well as to kind of just give more color on the lower lash line. But those Makeup Forever eyeliners don't go anywhere. They're really good. Alright, so for my lips, I wanted to do like a mauve lip to kind of go with the whole 90s look. This is a Urban Decay 24/7 pencil. I forget the name. I think it's called Conspiracy. It's my new favorite brown lip liner. I find that it's just so flattering on my lip tone. So this is going to be like my lip definer first. These pencils are super creamy. I really enjoy them. And they do last. So yay for creamy lip pencils. So go ahead and define your lips. And this is going to kind of give you also an ombre lip. And I'm going to use this really nice palette from Pink Digger. It's a local Atlanta makeup owner. And they have all these liquid kind of lip tar type lipsticks in a palette. So it's so convenient. I'm using this gorgeous color called Claremont Road. It's absolutely like the perfect pink nude. And I'm just applying it with a Q-tip because I do that a lot of times even in my kit. It's just quick and easy. And I'm making sure to kind of blend it into the darker brown lip liner. And this is like a nice consistency. It's very creamy, but then it dries matte. So it's really nice and it lasts a long time. And that finishes off the look. So before, ooh, looking a little pale, looking a little plain, looking a little tired, and then glam. And thank you to my hairstylist Messiah for hooking up my hair. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out makeupbyrenrun.com for a full post with pictures and all those products used. Until next time, I hope you have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.